So I want to speak about insecurity and security, because it seems that there are two meanings of both words. Because when we feel insecure, we think we don't know, we think we feel lost, misunderstood. We lack confidence. We don't know how to be in the world. We feel shaky inside. But it's a temporary state, and it can change to a sense of security, where we feel more confident, less shaky. We feel like we know how to be in the world in this situation. And it can flip back and forward, security and insecurity. So both of these temporary states. And when we're feeling insecure, we can often feel we wish to be secure again. But it doesn't seem to last, and it changes again to insecurity. And the other meaning for insecurity is the nature of life. Life is insecure. We don't really know anything about life. We don't really know how to be in the world. But we only start to feel that temporary state of insecurity when we think that we should know how to be in the world. We make insecurity a problem. It's true that we don't know how to be a human. We don't know how to move, how to navigate, how to decide anything, whether what we are feeling or doing or thinking is good enough. But that's the reality. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a problem that needs to be fixed. It's just the way it is. You don't need to know. And when you know that you don't need to know, then actually there is absolute security in insecurity. And it's a funny paradox. But it is that way. There's an absolute knowing in not knowing. And this isn't a temporary state. It doesn't come and go, this knowing and not knowing. So you can even have that temporary state of insecurity, but know with absolute security that it doesn't touch the real security that you are, the real knowing that you are. So these temporary states of insecurity and security can come and go. And all the while, you are untouched. You know in not knowing. You know that whatever is here is bound to change. But who you really are doesn't come and go. It isn't temporary. It isn't a feeling, it isn't a state. Because it's you. And you don't come and go. Everything else comes and goes in you. So because of this, a temporary state of insecurity doesn't need to be changed to security. It can be here, it can be felt, it can be experienced fully. Because you know it doesn't mean anything about you. The sensations, the flutter in your belly, the agitation, the thoughts, the feelings can all be here. Maybe forever. Even the thought that wants it to change is welcome to be here. Doesn't mean that it needs to change. Thought doesn't know anything about reality, doesn't know what needs to be here or not. Actually, in this insecurity, this state of insecurity, there is a possibility to acknowledge your true nature. There is an openness in that not knowing how to be. There's a possibility to see the reality that actually there is no way of knowing. Any thinking you know is not it. It's a false sense of security. So actually this temporary experience of insecurity is a kind of cracking open. It's very beautiful. Because often when we have a temporary state of security and confidence, of thinking we know, this can be a kind of a delusion sometimes. Not always. Sometimes in practical situations we do seem to know about how to be in this particular practical situation. But often it's an idea that we think we know about something and it closes things down. Then there are no more possibilities because we think we know how it is. Then all other possibilities are disappeared. But in that not knowing, everything is possible. Everything is included. It feels pretty shaky. It feels unstable. Your world can start to crack open and fall apart. Things that you thought were safe start to appear unsafe. Things that you thought were fixed seem to be floating all over the place. This is the free fall in not grasping, not having anything to hold on to, not understanding, not knowing, not finding, not arriving. It's got something to say. He knows all about it. Yeah, it's that not knowing that hasn't changed since we were all like that, babies. It's just that as we grow up, we think we know it all. We think that we understand it all, that we can put it in a nice little box. And then we don't see life fresh. We don't appreciate this wondrous existence because we think we know it all, we've seen it all before. Then everything becomes kind of flatline, boring, and been here before, we know it all. Then we long for something brighter, more shiny, more blissful, more special. We long for some spiritual experience to break us open. But actually, it's not a spiritual experience that needs to happen. It's just seeing this ordinary existence. It's enough. Just acknowledging that you actually don't know what the hell is going on with any of it. And that in itself cracks you open to just appreciating this sensation, this sound, this image. This is all that there is. It's not going to get any better. It doesn't need to change. Nothing needs to be added or taken away. Even thought, with all its stories and dramas and problems and criticisms, judgments, it's brilliant just the way it is. Even thought doesn't need to change. Even thought can be appreciated for what it is. Not for more than it is, because often we take thought to really be more than it is. We seem to worship thought and believe every word it says. But to just see the nature of thought, how it tells stories, creates characters and dramas for our entertainment. It attempts to create safety in this world of chaos in order for this body to survive and feel more comfortable. So in fact, thought is very kind. It's really innocently trying to help. That's its nature. It's not the enemy. So just seeing the nature of it all, the nature of sensation, experiencing it. Nothing needs to be added or changed. Just this experience. Even if thought tells a story about it, giving it meaning, making it a problem. It is still this sensation, nothing more, nothing less. This emotion. No extra drama. Very ordinary in a way, compared to the drama of thought, the specialness that thought adds to it. But when we just strip it away and see that this is what is, it's special enough as it is. It doesn't need the extra layer of drama. It's enough. Without needing to understand it or do anything with it. In fact, this is a total hands-off. There's no need to touch anything that happens or try to fix it or change it in any way. It's just an old story of thought to keep trying to add and change and do something with it all. Thank you, thought, for trying to be helpful. But really, we don't have to listen to every word you say. In fact, there's a greater knowing that is beyond thought. When thought says, I don't know, then that knowing, that security, that real security in insecurity, that knowing in not knowing, can be acknowledged.